Hey there, hi there, Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. So, getting started here on your love reading for the month of August. We're going to go in and find out what is going on. What is up with you, Aquarius? Whoa. All right. Ooh, we've got the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups. The Three of Wands and the Three of Cups, Aquarius. What? What is happening? Okay, I love this energy because, Aquarius, you're not somebody who like plays around, with your food. You know what I mean? Like, you don't like to, you know, prance about, dance around the subject. You like to get right to the point, okay? Usually with your relationships and find out what the intention is from the beginning. With this Three of Cups card, what this is telling me is that you are not going to play games. Okay, you know how to have fun, you know how to let loose and have a good time, but that doesn't mean you're going to let your boundaries slide and let your intuition go unheard. You know what I mean? You're not going to fool around, mess around with just, anybody. You want to know the person from the start. You want to know that they know how to have a good time, but they also know how to take you seriously and not take advantage of you for showing that more playful, vulnerable side that you do have, Aquarius. Okay. And then you have here the Three of Wands. Okay. So, adventurer, seeker, explorer, extraordinaire. All right. There's somebody here who's definitely thinking about you, and they want you to know that their intentions are true, their intentions are pure. Have you guys met yet or not? We shall see. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. I see you guys are meeting. Boy meets girl, girl meets boy. Okay. You definitely are meeting this person. I think there's like a wise elder, could be an ancestor, could be a teacher, a mentor, somebody who knows you or knows this person very well, somebody who can be loyal and trusted. You have the two dogs here. Over by the old man here. So I think that there is like this sense that you are being watched over or you are being guarded here. When it comes to meeting this person, because I don't think that this person wants you to just date anybody. I think they want the person that falls in love with you to take you seriously. And also, all the pentacles are showing me that this person isn't there for the wrong reasons. They're not there to use you for your money. They're not there to use you for your wealth. They're not there to swindle you or take advantage of you. They're not there to like borrow money, ask for money. It's like this is a pretty straightforward, meet and greet where you both are on the same page when it comes to what you're looking for in a soulmate connection. All right, so you definitely will be meeting this person. King of Pentacles. Yeah, okay. So I know that there are going to be guys out there who try to steal money from you or try to, borrow money from you, right? To like, make themselves to have a more of an advantage of looking cool or seeming cool, maybe posting things online that say like, oh, look at me, I got a new car, sort of like vibe energy. It's like no one cares about your wealth. We care about your heart. We care about your soul. Like that's just for flex, that's just for clout. That's not really serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, the difference between a deep, serious connection and somebody who's just materialistic and shallow. Okay. And I'm all about the finer things in life. Don't get me wrong. Okay. And I know you are too, Aquarius. You deserve the finer things in life. But somebody who is like super, you know, they're they're shallow. Okay. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Um, and yeah, they're not who you think they are. I don't know why I'm getting this, but um, they really try to flaunt their wealth. Okay, there's a difference between, having like a wish list, or having like, a vision board of your future, of, your dream house, your dream car. If you're into fashion, I love fashion. So if you're into fashion, you have a vision board of like cute outfits, cute shoes, aesthetics, stuff like that. That's very different from somebody just like trying to flaunt their wealth for clout. For just like the most shallow materialistic ways. Okay. All right, yeah, this person is superficial. Okay, it was like at the tip of my tongue, I swear. Okay, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this person is superficial. Okay, they don't care about like the merit of a person, or like they try to flaunt their wealth, or they try to say like because you didn't come from wealth, then you're not good enough. Like they're very shallow. They're elitists. Nowadays you would call someone like an elitist, right? That's very superficial and only cares about making money and wealth. Yeah, Chariot. Okay. Yeah, I see somebody like is trying to say, oh, look at me, I have a nice car, I have money, I love to, travel and party. Those things all seem interesting, but traveling a lot is not a really fun experience, okay, all the time. Yeah, like maybe if you devote yourself to traveling for a year or two, exploring the world, things like that. That can be really cool and a wonderful eye opener to different cultures and different, you know, ways of living, and open your world to new experiences. But this person is more shallow based. They only want to move to like the hottest new city and have flashy cars and flashy lifestyle that gets them the most likes and gets them the most followers. This person isn't really like at their base or at their core really like they haven't really done inner work. you know um they use their wealth, okay, to promote themselves, okay. And now you see the Chariot coming in and being like, you know what, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? And then you have these two like sphinxes down here that are like women. You have like the black one, the white one. They're like lion sphinxes here. There's wings on the Chariot. There's a star crown on the Chariot. Like on this, it could be male, female, but basically the energy here is like both, okay? And they don't want you to just say, okay, yeah, I'm going to choose this person because they're the most interesting, they're the most funny, they're the most advantageous, they're the most eccentric. It's like sometimes you need to say, you know what, like they might be cool to society, to social classes, to popularity, whatever contest it is. Are you trying to be somebody's like side piece in a popularity contest? Are you trying to be that person that like gets caught on camera with this influential person? I don't think so. I think you're trying to ride your own chariot. You're trying to steer in your own direction. You already know what it is you like, what it is you don't like. And I think there's a sense of like a balance of harmony here, where if you're going too fast and then you run out of ideas, or you run out of ways of improving your life and your style because your rise to fame was so quick in a flash and then it's over in an instant. It's like you don't want that star power to just burn out overnight, right? You want to keep going at a good steady speed here. And I think that this person and you have very different um, ideas of what a healthy relationship looks like versus a relationship based off of fame and fortune. Okay. So I do see you meeting this person. Let's see if things end up working out. Oh, look at this. See, High Priestess. Yeah, I think you already know to trust your intuition. Okay, there's the white pillar and the black pillar. Okay, again, there's something going on here with a fight between good and evil. Like too much power can go to your head, and if it happens so suddenly and you don't have time to really process what's happening, it can quickly turn. Turk. That's a new word I just made up. Turk. Okay. It can quickly turn, okay, into your worst nightmare because you didn't take the time to trust your intuition. You didn't take the time to really acknowledge what was going on and what was happening. And I feel like at the end of the day, there's a lot of spiritual growth that is happening within you, Aquarius, that's making you realize like you're not here. You weren't put on this earth to tell people like, okay, that's wrong, that's right. You can, of course, step up and say those things when necessary. Okay, when it comes to ethical and moral dilemmas. But I think at the end of the day, you also want to really like reassure yourself that even if this person meets you and you have an awesome experience meeting this person, they really might not be who they say they are. Okay, so I just want you to be cautious and careful of that moving forward. You know, your high priestess wants you to trust your intuition and be careful. Yeah, Eight of Swords. This person likes to talk about freeing yourself, being more like sexual, more intimate with other people. They also talk about you withholding and restraining yourself to the point where you're not getting any action. Okay, but I want to say like and emphasize this: you're your own story writer, your own writer to your own narrative, to your own story. Okay, and I want you to understand something. Like, if you're tied to something energetically that is not healthy for you, and I feel like with this card, there is something that you're tied to energetically that is making you really uh, sad, honestly. I feel like, and depressed. Okay. Again, I'm not a mental health expert, so I don't claim to know these things, but this is just the feeling I'm getting is that you need to trust in your own ability that when the time is right, you no longer are going to be tied to some toxic energies that are holding you back from what you want. You're able to free yourself, but there are going to be reasons why you choose this path. Okay, maybe you need to be in a low vibrational place, not because you're low vibrational. I'm here to have the high priestess here helping you and guiding you, but because it's an experience that really teaches you the value of what you see, of what you learn, of how you end up in these situations to begin with. And then when you're ready to tell your story and you're ready to talk about this relationship that you're in or that you were in, then you will do so. Okay, but somebody else, especially masculines, okay, trying to tell you like try this, try that, blah blah blah. It's like, I didn't ask for your opinion. Okay, I know your opinion already. Okay, I just want you to know that like sometimes somebody who is going through a hard time in their life isn't going to just be as open and honest about it just because somebody asked them to. Okay, especially if this person is somebody you're interested in romantically. If that person isn't being open and honest with you about romance and they're doing a lot of things for clout and they're doing a lot of things for attention that isn't directed toward the relationship that you and this person or this connection that you and this person have, why are you going to go out of your way to tell your story or what's going on with you? I don't think they're even remotely on the same level or playing field as you. Okay. So I don't know if you know sports references, but basically, like, they're not even in the same wavelength as you. Like, this is a card that appears when you're already in a higher state of being, like a higher self consciousness, like a higher awareness. Okay. It's like you've already figured it out. You're in the matrix, right? And you already know how to escape the matrix, but sometimes you have to go back in, right? Like in that movie franchise, you know, Neo, he has to go back into the matrix to fight those guys, right? What are those guys' names again? That one guy, I forget his name. But he's got the glasses on, and there's like multiples of him. I'm gonna look it up for you. Yeah, so Neo, he has to go back into the Matrix and face Agent Smith, right? And then when he exits the Matrix, right, that's when he gets to eat that like really gross, like oatmeal looking slop, whatever, right? And he goes through this whole entire trippy experience, right? And then he falls in love with Trinity and all this wonderful stuff happens. But at the same time, it's like their love story doesn't really develop to like the second movie, I think it is. So you sometimes have to fight the Agent Smiths of the world. You have to go up against these sort of negative, dark forces in your life. And it's not romantic. It's not fun. It's not a freaking love story. It's like you have to save yourself sometimes. And you can distract yourself with, you know, other people's like rises to fame and their glamorous lifestyles and, you know, their opinions and advice on distracting yourself. They're still stuck in the matrix. Okay, they're taking that stake. They're like that bald guy that betrays Neo and the other guys. Okay, they're willing to betray them for a slice of steak, right? Because they Even though it's not real, it feels good. And that's the thing, is you want something real. You don't want something that just feels good but isn't real. Okay? So, yeah. The sun, yeah. You don't have to worry about, that you're never going to find your happiness. You're never going to find your person. You're never going to fall in love. Okay? This is the card of, falling in love, but in a way that is innocent and pure and isn't tied to any of these toxic energies, isn't tied to any of these opinions of that other people have and advice other people have for distracting yourself. Okay. And I know things can be, in this day and age with technology, it's very easy to distract yourself from your unhappiness. But sometimes you just need to be upfront, honest, and truthful. That's the hardest part of all, right? But Aquarius, again, you're not one of those people that's just going to be easily distracted and just forget that facing your truth and facing who you are is not an option, because it very much is an option for you, Aquarius. All right. And this light is also pure and honest and real. And it really does stem from, your inner child. And when you were a child, you didn't imagine that there was going to be this world full of like corrupt a-holes. Okay. But at the same time, you also did get to experience evil energies, evil forces, negative energies, negative forces. You got to experience betrayal. Okay. And it wasn't maybe at the level that it is today as an adult, and how you experience it. It's a very different experience from when you were a child. But those traumas and those heartbreaks, they still stay with you. They don't go away, they stay. So it does make it harder for you to really trust that somebody is being true and honest and pure with their intentions. But your high priestess is there to remind you of who is actually true versus who is just, saying things to say things. Okay. Seven of Wands. Yeah. This person just, they talk about standing up for somebody and protecting somebody. Okay. But this is your energy. This is your choice to do that. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect your energy. You want to fight up for what you believe in. You can do that on your own. Okay. And also, it is nice to have a partner who wants to do this as well and who's got your back. Okay, but let's be honest, let's be real here. There aren't much, there aren't, there aren't many, guys out there that are willing to do that these days. But it's like at the end of the day, we know that, right? Aquarius. All right, Six of Wands. Yeah, celebration, victory. Okay, you're coming in from a very long, rough journey. Okay, and your friends, your family, your supporters are there waiting to celebrate with you and celebrate in this victory and this achievement that you've made. Okay, also it's like you don't have to. I don't feel like you have to wait anymore to feel like you are secure with yourself and that you're confident with yourself anymore. I feel like you already have the confidence you need. Yeah, Eight of Wands and Queen of Cups. The Devil. Oh, the Devil in reverse. Okay, Queen of Cups. Okay, this is a very emotionally intelligent woman. This is you, okay, Aquarius. You're very emotionally intelligent. Okay, despite what people say about you, what they don't say about you, you know your truth. Okay, you know that the advice you give yourself is the best advice there is out there. And that's what your messages are going to be saying coming in. Your soul family, your soul tribe, they're going to be sending you messages of love. They're going to say, your love is on the rise. Okay, it's on the horizon. It's coming. Okay, the sun is coming up. All right. But you have to realize that without you trusting yourself and your intuition, uh, yeah, messages of love are definitely coming in for you. Okay, I mean, your inbox might be filling up with DMs and messages like from possible love interests and things like that. But just be cautious of like who these people are, because I know from my personal experience that there are some cray cray guys out there that just send the weirdest ass shit, and then they don't even want to have a real conversation, and their energies and their vibes are just like, whoa, bruh. Like, I had a whole life before I met you. I had a whole life after I met you. I'm not wasting my time or energy here with this. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now you got the devil in reverse. Yeah, you're not falling for any tricks. Okay, you're not falling for any mind games, manipulation, anything like that. Okay, you're freeing yourself from all of that. Okay, you are pouring your heart and soul into what you truly desire. Okay, because the devil is a card of desire. Okay, and there could be lust, desire, physical attraction, but there's no merit. There's no actual emotional foundation. Like, there's no real emotional connection. And I feel like, the right person at the right time is going to have the right connection with you. It's not going to just be, pure, like physical attraction. That is not it at all. It's like there has to be physical attraction, of course. There has to be chemistry, of course. But there needs to be emotional foundation. Okay, you need to connect with this person on an emotional level. Okay, that's what the Queen of Cups is saying here. This person, these people, they're not in an emotional connection. They might be in a physical connection. Okay, they might be like, oh, it's so easy to get with you. It's so easy to get with you. But it's like, yeah, but you don't have a real relationship. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, you always bring people into your drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, enough with that already. Like, no one wants to be part of your broken ass love story. Okay, and I feel like at the same time too, it's like you have your own love story that you are going to have and that the future is bringing for you. Yeah, look at this, the Five of Swords. You have to break up with uh, the losers. Okay, if you haven't already, you got to break up with these guys first, Aquarius, so that you can move to the next stage in your love story and in your development to find that person that's right for you. Because look, King of Swords, the right person for you is already knowing that you are the one for them. They're already there intellectually, and logic and reason isn't always the first thing people think about when falling in love, right? They always think about the feeling of falling in love, the feeling of the first attraction, right? Of all of this like fantasy and hype of meeting this person, but then when they actually meet them and get to know them, they're like, wow, this person's a total wreck. That's why you have the devil in reverse, right? Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, the Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles. Wow, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, and Two of Cups. Yeah, okay, so there's going to be better guys out there, okay? There are definitely better guys out there than your previous experience. The Knight of Pentacles, this is somebody who's not a bum, who isn't asking to borrow money from you so that they can impress other women. Like, that's such a loser ass energy ass vibe, okay? That person is a dud. And then you have the Knight of Cups, and this is an emotionally balanced person that isn't like a train wreck of emotions, right? They got their shit together. Okay, you don't want to be dating an alcoholic. You don't want to be dating somebody who's boozing it up all the time, not taking your relationship seriously. And you also don't want to be dating somebody who is constantly like struggling financially and is like blaming you for all their problems, right? You don't want to, and projecting all their issues and talking about their ex all the time. You don't want to date somebody like that either. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, it'd be perfect if these two were like combined, and just like one perfect person, somebody who is financially there. Like, even if you guys aren't always like making tons of money, at least you're like on the same like level, on the same playing field. At least you guys want to support each other. At least you guys are motivating each other, being a team about it. Whereas, and the Knight of Cups has got your emotional, feelings involved, right? It's not just workaholic, workaholic, workaholic. It's not just alcoholic, alcoholic, right? It's like, it's not just endless that energy, right? It's the opposite of that energy. You want somebody who is like, okay, we might be going through a hard time now, but we're going to get it back together, and we're going to do it together, right? It's somebody who is like, okay, let's, we both know each other. We need a mental break. We need to go on a little vacation together. We need to have some fun, let loose a little bit. We've been working too much. You need the perfect balance here. And if these two were like combined into it, they make the one perfect guy, right? You just want one perfect guy, okay? Like, no sex before monogamy, all right? You want just the perfect ideal guy, alrighty? So, as much as attention is nice and everything, it's like, what? Who's the one giving you attention? The weirdos, the creepazoids. Like, no, thank you. All right, and then you got the Wheel of Fortune and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, somebody here is scared. Okay, they're scared that you have all these supporters. You have all of these people who've got your back. Okay, Aquarius, and they don't have anybody. Okay, they got nobody. All right, and they're feel intimidated by you when they see that you're such a loving, caring person, and that's why you have people supporting you. That's why you have people who are caring about you, Aquarius, who want to see you find love, who want to see you be happy. Okay, this person, okay, he feels so sorry for himself all the time. He can't even keep his head on straight. Okay, he's not trusting his intuition. He's not brainstorming ideas of how he can win you back or how he can make you his. Like, he's just feeling sorry and glum for himself all the time, 24/7. And it's just like, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I don't need that. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune, Two of Cups. Your fortune is here and now. Okay? Claim it. Alrighty? The universe wants you to have fortune. It wants you to have abundance. It wants you to feel good about yourself. And Two of Cups. This is, again, another sign of you meeting the right person and you being on the same playing field, the same level emotionally here. Okay, you're both ready to commit to each other. You're both ready to take the next step together and make your relationship serious. Okay, you're about to go public, right? You're about to say, I'm with this person, they're with me. It's official. You're about to make it official. Enough with this, it's complicated. Oh, I don't know. I'm not emotionally available. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, loser. Like, if you're not emotionally available and you're out there trying to get a girl, stop. You're wasting people's time, okay? So, yeah, again, and look, there's the same Sphinx that's with the chariot holding a sword. Okay, she's holding a sword. She's like, girl, you got this. Okay, you don't need to worry about no weirdos, creepers coming in, because if they do, I got my sword. Off with their head, right? Queen of Hearts, off with their head. Yeah. So I mean, you just don't don't worry about falling for these players and these, guys who want to just like get more likes, more follows. They want to have more girls. They're like, oh, look who I'm talking to. Look who I'm talking to. Like it's a competition or something like that. It's like, I'm not part of your little game. Like, no, ew. Yeah, so there you go. Two of Cups. Okay. So you are going to meet your person and they are going to be amazing and wonderful, and they're not going to be a loser like some of these other deadbeats out there that don't even try and are just straight up liars. Okay, Aquarius, you got this. Love and light always. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, please, and hit that like button. Bye. Love and light always.